Oh my goodness, chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I know, man. That first part of the video may be muted, or the stream. How's everybody doing today, though, chat? Let me let everybody in the Discord know we are live real quick. Where is stream music playlist? There we go. What's up, Jason? How you doing, narrator? Paulo, what's up? I put new video. My God. Mystical Fire, what's up, man? Group, what's up? Grandmaster Diaz. Glad to see everybody here, man. Johnny. Muramasa. Malcolm, how's it going, man? I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? I finished the who to save for video, and I'm really happy by the way it turned out. I think it was really good. And I was gonna release that yesterday, but there was just no way I could have finished that video in like a day because I recorded that day, then I had to get like all the footage from everywhere. So it was a lot. Pretty much I just spent one day just like getting everything I needed for that video. But yeah, man, it was great. I've been doing that and then getting ready for this live stream, and I thought we were gonna get another banner this week, chat. Like, no lie, I legitimately thought that we were gonna get a brand new banner for Grand Summoners, but as you see, Global did not get a new banner. Hopefully, because like I was like, there's no way Eleanor is gonna be like the main event for a bit. Also, chat, we're gonna do a few Crest farms just for right now. I am gonna do some co-op runs in a second, but I was just gonna let this rock for a bit while I just talk to chat, because I have a bit to talk about. We're not just gonna have this up, but I'm gonna be having some other stuff happening in the background. And I may even do, I know I talked about it a little bit in a video not too long ago, but I may do some helper reward stuff or help some of my new peeps if there's any new players in the chat with ultra trial events, depending on which one's here right now. So you guys can get the ascension speed for your expedition. But yeah, chat, the new equips got revealed on the Japanese version of the game for Kill la Kill. So we can finally talk about those. And they added something to Grand Crusade, which I guess is cool. But I got a question. I play on mobile and I want to change it to my laptop. How do you do that? Just create a transfer, or just make sure it's linked to Google Play. Or as long as your account's linked to Google Play or something else, you just download an emulator and you can play just like that. But yeah, there's no Ultra Lux out at the moment. Okay, well then we'll have to see. High quality content. Thank you, Mystical. I had somebody in the comment section, I'm not gonna say who, but I did have someone in the comment section say, I'm gonna need good research because this crossover, talking about the Fearin crossover, I recommended people to summon for units that were garbage. And I was like, if you think the Fearin crossover is garbage, there's a disconnect between you and the game, my guy. You need to go back to the basics and actually learn how the game works. And my friend brought up a good point, because I showed him the comment. I was like, there's no way someone just said this. There's no way someone with a functional frontal lobe just said this. And my friend was like, well, another good point is that if he needs good research, why does he need good research if he already knows what's good or bad? If he's done it beforehand and he knows the units are good or bad, why does he need you to do the research? You know what I mean? And it's like, I didn't even think about that, but that's true. But as you see here, chat, all the new Kill equips coming out uh, within the next, but actually this is coming out tonight or tomorrow on JP if I'm not mistaken. But out of everything that I saw, this item seems pretty solid. It's like crit damage and water damage, not too bad. The 5-star support I actually like. I don't think this is bad. You get 40 arts technically, right? Yeah, 40 arts, and you get 50% break power. It's pretty much like an Usurpa's hunting knife, or is it hunting dagger? I think it was Usurpa's hunting dagger. That was pretty solid. I don't hate it. It's okay. This is kind of whatever. This defense item is physical damage and physical res. I mean, I guess. But if it was like increase all allies physical damage by this amount and you get physical res, I think this could be incredible. But since it's just physical damage and only for yourself, kind of whatever. And then you have Nui's plushie, which is the farmable. Oh, I didn't even realize this was the free event. I said free event, the free equip. This is actually really good. If you're a dark unit, you just get 30 arts and you get 50% magic damage up. Not too bad. I thought this was actually a gacha equip the first time I saw it, but now looking at the cooldown, I see why it's not a gacha equip. But yeah, kind of bogus from the equips, man. It's gonna be a very boring month once that comes out to global. Is there a guaranteed 5-star crossover ticket for the Awoken characters? I wish, but I don't think so. Love from Italy? Hey, dude, shout out to you. Yeah, we don't get, what's her name? I've never seen the anime chat, so I'm sorry, I'm not cultured. Ragyo? I was gonna make a joke and call her, Fago. I don't know if you guys have ever, have you guys ever had Fago? Let me look this up. For some of my people in the chat, I feel like Fago was one of those drinks that you, like, I feel like it was kind of a struggle drink. It wasn't like the first thing that you would go buy at the store, but like if it was like, I don't know, if you saw it and someone had it and they offered it, I feel like you would drink it. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. Moon Mist? What is Moon Mist? Oh, that's Fago. What? But yeah, this right here, chat. Oh my goodness. The Moon Mist. But I feel like these were struggle drinks, bro. I remember drinking some of these in like elementary school and stuff. Yeah, I definitely. They were not the craziest, because they kind of just tasted like a worse version of Fanta. So I did not drink these at all. Blueberry Fago had people in a chokehold in 2017. Dude, I think around that time I was like not drinking soda or carbonated drinks at all anymore. So I don't think I got to experience that. You wish the plushies were real? You definitely cop them. That would be kind of cool if they did like a what is it, a merchandise type thing with it. Only like $1.99. Yeah, I just recently tried Arizona tea for the first time because it was like 99 cents, and one of my friends who used to live here before he went to the Navy, he would always get Arizona tea, but I would just never drink them because I was like, hey man, I drink strictly water. But I'm kind of been trying to open up my horizons, I guess, or broaden my horizons. That's the better term for it, a better phrase. When it comes to drinks. So I've been trying out different things, and I did try Arizona tea recently, and it's solid. It's a solid little drink, but it's not like my go-to. But like, you can't really beat that for the amount of like drink, I guess you would get. I guess that's what you say, for like how big each can is. 99 cents, bro. That's actually kind of, it's such a steal. It's such a steal. Um, do we need to wait? Wait, we need to wait fair and leave on global for next. Oh, dude, I'm having a stroke reading that metal. But yeah, we have to wait for this crossover to leave before the next crossover comes out. Bagel made me puke before. I've never had any type of soda or drink do that. Where's the Musume content at? I have a video idea that I want to do really bad chat room for Musume, and I'm hoping that I can release it maybe this week. I wanted to release it tomorrow, but I don't think it's gonna be possible. So I don't know, man. We have to see, but I definitely want to make a Musume content, and not like a lot of it, but like maybe a few videos here and there, possibly summon on like some hype banners or characters that I'm going for, or even like support cards. But yeah, I don't know if I would be like a Musume content creator, because I'm relatively free to play, so I feel like there's only so much I can do being like a free to play slash budget or dolphin, I guess, compared to like a whale or something. Because I mean, I feel like it's pretty entertaining though. Returning player, I would want to know if I should try to get the Kill la Kill crossover units when they come out. Yeah, absolutely. I would say Kill la Kill would be your best bet out of everything coming out to get a very good lineup of units. So not only do you have like all the Awoken characters with like Mako, Satsuki, Ryuko, all that type of stuff, you have the Acidid units, and if you can wind up walking away with like Gamagori, Uzu, and Hoka, which would be like the dream, you get a taunt tank, you get one of the best support units in the game, you get an incredible attacker. Like, it's a very, very good crossover. Do you think GS should do all 5-star equip buffs with Tensura and OPM like they do with Kill la Kill? No, because that means they have to come back. And more than likely, if those crossover comes back, they're not going to add anybody. I would love for One Punch Man to come back in the future and add another unit that's not just Hero Saitama. Like, I think that there's a ton of cool like villains and other characters they could add from OPM that they're just not going to do. And the reason why I'm so negative when it comes to a lot of the crossovers, chat, or at least rerun crossovers, is because if you don't add anything, it completely alienates most of the veteran players in the game, because half the time we probably got the unit we wanted, or we got somebody from there, and you would say, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the flashiness of a certain unit may have worn off to the point to where we don't want to go for that unit anymore. So there's not any content being added for us, and we're replaying the same thing, which kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks, because it's like, well, we've already farmed this event. We have all the equips. I mean, you give us new equips, which are cool, but like now it's just a waiting game. It's good for free-to-play players because you guys get to build up a ton of crystals, since you get all the crossover crystals again, all the login bonuses, all that type of stuff. So it's a good like time to just stockpile crystals if you've experienced the crossover before. But like, it's also a bit of a dead period where most people will probably just log in, do the content, and then just dip out. Like right now, chat, I don't play GS unless it's half off, and that's how it's been for like the last 3 to 4 months. I do play Grand Crusade occasionally, but that's mainly only if a new episode is out. I do want to tackle Grand Crusade again and try to go for other equips and stuff, but I'm kind of getting absolutely absolutely bodied by Sly, and I can't get past fucking Sly, and it's pissing me off, man. I may need to go back to the drawing board and like try like a lower level and rank up my characters a bit more, but I kind of hate that I can't like level them up a different way or something. Is Nox needed for this setup? I use BlueStacks. Oh wait, you're talking you're talking about the equips, my bad. I don't think so. You could probably use like something else. Nox is mainly just here. I mean, The physical damage buff is nice, but I would say that majority of the equips you see are gonna be needed. Nox, though, you could probably replace with something that just hits really fast and hard. I got a question. I haven't seen Sleepy posted something in a hot minute. Is he doing good? Yeah, he's doing fine. He posted a video today. He posted... He's been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, so he posts mostly Marvel Rivals content. He posts that, and then he has another channel. Let me show you guys. Collins has his main channel, of course, that you guys know, the Sleepy Snake channel, but he has another channel, which is this one, Floyd Morton III, and he's been posting some stuff on here like 2 weeks ago, and this took kind of a, how do you want to put it? This was like at the forefront for him for a bit because he was doing so much content surrounding his short films and his filmography, because he went to school to be a director, like a film director and stuff. So he's trying to make that, I guess, that degree. He's trying to put it to as much work as he can. So he's been doing a lot of work outside of just YouTube that you guys don't see. Like, he just got done filming a featured film, which we'll see, you know, if it will ever come out to the public, because it has to go through a bunch of different verifications before it comes out to the public. But if it goes through everything and comes out to the public, you will see some of the work that he's actually worked on. But yeah, he just got done filming a featured film like 3 weeks ago, and he was doing that like nonstop for a bit. So yeah, he's been very busy. Can't wait for you to see the final boss of Musume. What are you talking about? Do you think niches and units kits are everything to some fights in GS? It just depends. There's some units that I would say yeah, or some fights I would say yeah, but overall I would say not necessarily, because really the only thing a unit needs to beat majority, I'm gonna tell you right now, what a unit needs to beat 99% of content in this game is accuracy, a way to ignore defense, and damage mitigation. If you have like all of those, most of the time you're able to beat majority of the content in the game, because that's how they up the difficulty. Can you take the hit? If you can, well, let me list it out like this. You need to take the hit, so you throw out damage mitigation. The boss has evasion, because why not? You need accuracy. And then, oh, the boss has hella defense. Do you have a way to ignore defense, whether that be through crit or actual defense ignore? And there you go, you beat majority of the fights in the game. There's only a few fights where it's like, oh, you need to inflict a status effect, or like, oh, you need to inflict, you need to crit at this point, but then not crit here. I think that's the thing in like DOT against Clyde. You know, there's only a very few fights where you actually need to do like very, very specific things. Another one is breaking, of course. Sometimes they like to throw breaks into stuff, and I wish breaking was more integral to the game, but a lot of the times it's just used as a way to make something a bit more difficult, which I think is kind of whack. I would love if breaking was actually like a very reliable strategy to do, and a very optimal strategy to do against a boss. Like, oh, you can go with like there's no way I got a 3+. Do you guys know if that would have been a 4, that would have been a 4+? Every time you get a 3+, it could have been a 4+. It makes me mad every time I see it. But back to the topic at hand. I would love for breaking to be extremely optimal when it comes to like a multitude of things. Like if you could break nuke damn near every fight in the game, I think that would be dope. Or like at least like all the event fights and stuff. So that could be a comp that you could do if you wanted to do it. Or even like being able to break harder fights, because a lot of fights, once you break the boss once, they can't be broken again, or the boss just can't be broken at all because reasons. That you have to beat a Uma named Almond Eye, and you can rarely beat her because her stats are insane. I see. Sometimes, dude, the RNG fucking sucks. Man, dude, the RNG sucks ass in Uma Musume. Like right now on Global, we have the Legend Race event, right? So I've been trying to get fragments for my Taki shuttle. Oh my god, dude. Holy fuck. That race against her, that like my Bakushin goes from being first in one run, I do another run, and she's 8th. And then I do the next run, she's on the worst mood possible, and she wins the race. Whenever she got 8th, though, she was in the best mood possible. So what the fuck? What is going on with that? How do you join the Discord? It's just you click on the link and you join. You have to have a Discord account, a verified Discord account, though. We do have that in place, so I'm not mistaken. So you have to have it like verified through like email or your phone number or something like that. Who's the best tank in the game? That's kind of hard to say, because the best tank in the game, really, it could be a few characters, but I mean, you're looking at mainly taunt tank wise, I'm still going Kirisame on most days, even though I would say Kirisame's tanking. Wait, where's he at? He should be up here, right? Yeah. Even though Kirisame's tanking is like sometimes just god awful for some reason, he's the only taunt tank that can actually counter the things that counter taunt tanks, which is damage res debuffs. If a boss has damage res debuffs, then you're kind of just screwed, because you either have to use Kirisame or you have to opt in to running Firin on your team with your taunt tank, which isn't bad. I mean, Firin's a very, very good unit, but it's like I would rather just have my taunt tank just rock it out with it, or, you know, just to solidify Kirisame as being better with, you know, the cleansing, run Kirisame with Firin like I did in the showcase video, and there you go, you have 3 cleansing, or yeah, you're gonna be able to get rid of like 3 damage res debuffs every time it pops up because of his super art cleanse and also Firin's skill here. But I would say Kirisame in most cases, but I also think that like all of the Awoken tanks are still really good. So I mean, either way you put it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's really a bad option. If you ask me like who's the best damage mitigation tank, then I would still say Shiro on most days, because I think it goes Shiro, well, not Hero Saitama, I'm just putting him up there for right now. Shiro, Beta, it goes Shiro, Beta, let's see, like this: Shiro, Beta, Hero Saitama. And the only reason why Hero Saitama isn't higher is mainly just because of his slots. If he had somewhere, somehow, if he could have had like a 5-star support, it could have been so good. Because a lot of the times now, what I'm noticing is that if I am using a rainbow team and not a mono element, and most of the time I go to Shiro, and it's mainly just because of this 6-star heal, or 6-star heal, good lord, 6-star support, 5-star support, you know, whatever LB you have him at. This 5-star support does so much work for me, and the 4-star heal. It's just these slots are damn near unbeatable compared to someone like Hero Saitama, where he has the physical and slots and everything, and he's gonna hit really hard and do tons of good damage, but in most cases I need that 4-star heal and harder content to cleanse different stats effects, or I need that 5-star support just to help me a tiny bit more with the arch gen. Because a lot of the times now, what I'm noticing with my team comps chat is that I'm starting to run like one arch genner, unless like one of my attackers or something has arch gen like built into the kit. Because let's look at like Mono Light for an example, right? Like my ideal mono light team would probably be like Kenshin, Firin, Hiro Saitama, and I mean she's not out yet, but like Railgun, or later on, you know, like Orville D or Young Emperor. But in reality, like the only pure arch general on that team is Firin, if you don't include like Kenshin to an extent. But like a lot of the times in rainbow teams though, I'm just prioritizing a singular arch general, usually just Hoka. So sometimes I need that extra support slot. I like having multiple defense slots though, like on this team with this. Like these two guys give you so much damage mitigation, but sometimes, man, I just need that extra heal or that extra support slot to help make the team a bit more consistent. If you middle click a link, it will open in a new tab, so you don't have to right click. Oh, really? I never knew that. Oh, snap. That's dope. But, who should I aim for next banner? I don't know what the next banner is going to be, my guy. I made a video today talking about who to save for in the future. I recommend you check that out. Even if you're new, you'll be able to get a lot of good information from it. I think if Saitama had a bit higher of a barrier too, it would help. Because a lot of the times, I feel like another thing is too, chat. The more and more I use them, the more and more I come into, I really start to actually realize it, or really, I don't know why I'm absolutely demolishing my vocabulary today, but I really start to realize that Saitama damn near needs Kenshin to function, which is so crazy because outside of Mono Light, Saitama just doesn't feel as impactful as he should, or more so outside of Kenshin. If Kenshin isn't beside Saitama, he doesn't feel that good, which is so crazy to me. I mean, I know Kenshin just has everything that Saitama wants when it comes to, like, you know, kit wise and everything, but oh my lord, chat room. He just does not feel like the best character when you don't have those two together. Still a great character though. I love Saitama. I use Saitama all the freaking time. I love that character so much, but definitely needs his brother Kenshin. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I haven't even looked at this tier list in a while, but did they put Saitama in S tier? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Hold on. What the Oh, he must not been added yet. What the heck? Okay, I was about to say, there's no way they put him somewhere lower than like this. I could see Saitama probably being an S tier character because of his reliance on Kenshin. Kenshin kind of makes that team work, and Kenshin kind of makes Mono Light work to an extent. But yeah. Also, chat room, I was looking at like the Firin crossover today too, and looking at the Kenshin crossover, and I really didn't, I guess, grasp how crazy Kenshin actually was. Not only did we have Kenshin, but you had Saito Hajime. Firin really, if you break it down to like characters that are gonna be extremely meta defining, the only one that kind of did that to an extent, not including like their niches and stuff, was Firin herself, which is wild. It's actually wild that these two units came out at the same time, especially Saito Hajime. This guy's fucking broken. God, dude, that unit's dumb. They're not adding new units to the tier list right now because they're entirely remaking it. Really? Interesting. I wonder why. Taking a whole new look at it, huh? Are you going to go for Gamagori in the Kill la Kill rerun? Probably not. I mean, it would be cool if I could get him, but I'm probably not going to be doing any summoning during the Kill a Kill rerun. Maybe just my one and dones, you know, like doing the refreshes and seeing if I get lucky on Gamagori. But for the most part, I think that I probably won't go for him. Even though he's a really good unit, I just don't think it's worth. I would rather just save for someone else, because by the time we get Kill a Kill, more than likely, we probably have information on the next crossover, and it's going to be ridiculous. So there's that. And also, dude, this year's pretty stacked when it comes to the units releasing. I don't know if you guys have checked out the new video yet, but literally, like, if we go to unreleased here, these 2 units aren't coming out. You know, act like these guys aren't even here, all right? But there's a lot of great characters coming out this year. Sword God Luan is a unit that I think is going to be so fun to use, and I'm really excited for him to drop. Someone told me that I should have included this Charlotte because she's the only unit in the game that can get 100% super crit rate with this, based on if she's at 100% HP, she gets 100% super crit, which is pretty cool. And she's a magic damage dealer. But at the same time, I don't know if I really love this unit like that. I think the main thing I love the most is her 60% stat buff to fire allies. But we'll have to see. I love her design though, especially her sword. I think her sword's sick. But for some people, we have Charlotte. Misette, even though I didn't include her now because Saitama came out. Saitama to me is like the better option here, especially if you're going for mono light. But still not a bad character. Physical equip CT, physical damage, great stuff here. Still fits in perfectly with Kenshin and everybody. And I love her super art animation where like the ship just comes crashing in. I think that's going to be very fun to watch and just do. The one that I'm looking forward to, I guess, coming out in the near future, apart from Luan, is going to be this Platina. This Platina is done. I'm still doing it, by the way. I'm still doing the right click. But this Platina is so freaking good, man. I hope she gets an SP art when she comes out, because, yeah. And I hope I get her. I hope I get lucky here. But her, Natasha's a great unit, man. Orville's incredible. Like, Minna, I know I included Minna in the save video today, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this character. I'm not. I gotta get my, hey, I'm putting my hands up right now. Not the biggest fan of Minna. Aaron's really excited for him. I hear an ice cream truck right now, but I like Aaron's just because he's another Earth Dragon. We love Earth Dragons over here. Celia, the new one's pretty strong as well. Very good character. Young Imp, so strong. And then, of course, you have all of these units. This guy doesn't exist, by the way. Huma is probably the worst Ascended unit I've ever seen release. Unit's just terrible. I got another 3+. You can't make this up, chat. This guy Collins, man. I am glad they're building up other races, but I still think that they are not doing it with as much urgency as I would like. I mean, we technically had an entire crossover with Spirits and Beast, you know, and that was Shadow and Eminence. The only human we had from that was Shadow, but you had like Beta, you had Alpha, which both of them were spirits, and then you had Delta, which was a beast. I would just love if we got a lot more races, especially like giants and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard. If we're talking about crossover characters specifically, I think it's very hard to kind of add giants into the game. Because, I mean, like, think about, I would say, most recent animes that you may have watched or read manga-wise or whatever, but let's just stick to animation because they don't really cross over with, like, manga-only stuff at the moment. I can't really think of an recent anime that I've watched, and by recent, I mean within the last, like, 2 to 3 years, that was, that included, like, a giant character. That was specifically, that, or more so, let me say, they explicitly said they are a giant. I know a lot of people probably say Seven Deadly Sins because of Diane and everything, but like, you know, I'm thinking within the last 2 to 3 years, and Seven Deadly Sins, you know, I saw that like what, 6, 7 years ago at this point. Jesus. Godzilla. Oh yeah, Godzilla. They did have the Godzilla anime, right? But we already crossed over with that, and they just made them all equips. I still said whenever that crossover came out, I would have loved if Godzilla was an actual unit. Maybe we get like a Transformer collab and they call them giants or something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess One Piece, right? But One Piece has their own game. So I think it's going to be really hard for them to kind of implement that. And if I'm not mistaken, One Piece, the rights to like the games and stuff, and maybe even like their merchandise rights, the merchandise rights are owned by Bandai Namco, like Dragon Ball. That's the reason why Dragon Ball and GS probably won't ever cross over, is because GS has to go through Bandai Namco in order to get that. Or they're just called Namco now, right? They're not even called Bandai anymore. Aren't they? Let me see. Bandai Namco. Are they still called Bandai Namco? Do they have like that? Yeah, they're still called Bandai Namco. I know they got like that new logo, and I couldn't remember if they were called something else now. Attack on Titan. Yeah, that could be a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Attack on Titan. Because to an extent, the Titans can be labeled as giants. Gundams can be giants. I think Gundams, they would probably do some very stupid stuff and say that they're humans because of the pilots. But at the Anime Expo panel this year, Yama P said he was trying to get a JoJo Bizarre Adventure crossover. We'll see. He's been saying that since the dawn of time for GS, man. It's been forever since he initially said that. Alright, chat, I think that's enough grinding Crest. I'll have this in the background all day, or probably all week. Yeah, we don't really do video game crossovers, though. I would love Nier, because I'm a huge Nier fan. But we don't really do video game crossovers at all. Have I done this? You gotta be joking me. Dude, I've been so busy, I haven't even done this shit. Oh my goodness. I gotta get Crest for all of the Rerun units too, man. Oh my lord. Oh yeah, this is back. By the way, chat. By the way, you should absolutely do this. If you're in the chat room right now and you are brand new or you've never encountered the fan event before, make sure you do this to get the beloved specs. Insanely good accuracy out of them. You're gonna see this pop up a lot of the times whenever you need to have like tons and tons of accuracy. Yeah. Dubby, thanks so much for the $2. Giant waifu is the only way to save the race. That's wild, man. Hey, you know, wait till we have the fabled Musume crossover and we have gold ship drop kicking bosses in GS. Actually, wait. There we go. Have you tried the new idle game Lost Sword? No, I've never heard of that. That'd be funny. Yeah, dude. It's incredible. Brother is a gooner? Dude, if you play Musume and goon out to that, you're just weird, bro. I don't know what to say. I mean, I know some people probably do, but like they're kind of portrayed as like high school girls because you're training them in an academy. Unless they're supposed to be in quote unquote college, but I play because the game's fun as fuck. Sonic collab? Dude, I wish. I think that would be a pity frame 1 for me. Oh, man. What are your opinions about... Wait, what? Absolutely dystopian incident? I don't want to get political, man. I don't talk about politics in the chat. More beast forms would be great. Phone's on low battery and I'm not near a charging place. All right, my guy. Thanks for hanging out, though. Appreciate it. Wouldn't be surprised. Probably, though. I mean, like, you know, everybody's into their own thing, but like, as long as it's not fucking just absolutely weird, you know. I've had this topic before, like, I think it was last stream, but it comes up once a stream now. And I will keep saying it to the day I die. If you goon out to lollies, you're fucking weird. Like, oh my goodness. I don't give a fuck if they're 5,000 years old or whatever, dude. You're on the cusp of being something that I can't say on YouTube because I'll probably get demonetized instantly. I know they're actually changing their demonetized rules though, or their monetization rules to where you can be a bit, I guess you would say, more vulgar for certain things, but yeah. I wish I had El Condor in the game, but I don't have El Condor at all. We're just Arsenal fans. Is Oga coming after this collab is over? No, I don't know if he's coming right after the collab's over. He probably won't be coming out for like another 2 months or so, 2 or 3 months, because we still have to go through Magical Index. Yeah, we're not ever really caught up with JP on a collab. Unless it's like something special. For an example, like the same time release collab that we just had. The rerun survey, no new units in Dream Evos and buffs. Who'd y'all choose? I don't even remember that survey. I think I did it though, because I usually every survey that comes out, I try to make a video if there's like a lot of good questions in it, so I can just like really kind of give my opinions on where I feel with the game, because a lot of people will assume, you know, oh, I think this way about the game or whatever, but that way you can actually see exactly how I feel or think about certain parts of the game. For that though, I think I put in the comments, or like there was like a little text box you could type in. I specifically put new units over everything else. Like if you don't bring new content, there's nothing for people to do. Because a lot of the times new units are the content. Since we don't really get like meaningful events with crossovers. I mean, sure, we get like an actual event, but we don't ever get like a very unique event for a crossover coming out. Like, it's not like we get, for an example, new anime that just dropped, Gachi Akuda. Gachi Akuda comes out. Let's say we get that crossover, and it's like, oh, by the way, we're gonna have a very unique Grand Crusade this time around that you can do, where the Grand Crusade map is on the ground, or AKA the pit, and you have to work your way through the ground. And as you go higher, you know, you get through everything. And you get like unique equips that are only tied to this Grand Crusade. They don't do stuff like that, which I think is a huge missed opportunity when it comes to certain crossovers. I don't think you have to do it with every crossover, but it'd be nice. Feel like a perfect fit. I think Chainsaw Man was requested in their little sheet they got. Yeah, if you miss out on a crossover unit, exactly, you feel terrible because there's nothing for you to do. It's kind of like the flaw of GS, is that that's like the main way that they push new content, because the content is you getting the new unit. If you don't get the new unit, there's no reason to play the game. Which I think is one of the reasons why I really like Musume, because I don't feel like completely drawn to summon for every new character, even though there's a lot of new characters that come out that look cool to me, and I'm like, I kind of want to use that horse and stuff. But I really like the fact that I'm just trying to make my roster a bit better. You know, that's just kind of the grind that I'm on. And then it's like the bears that come out are just meant to help me on my quest to make, you know, the rosters and all that better. So I can hopefully place really well in like PvP events and team trials and all that other stuff. By the way, chat, we do have a club now on Musume. I think there's still a few slots. If you guys are playing the game and you want to join the club, I think there's about 20, maybe 20, 18 members right now. It's one of the two. It's either 18 or 20. So you can have, I think, up to 30 people in the club. Yeah, support cards are super important. Yeah, I only use like 3 horse. I mean, I use, and every time I get a new horse in that game, even if it's a lower rating, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's a new unit that I could possibly use on my, you know, trial team, or I'm able to maybe do the career with, and I get like a good, I come to find out they're a really good like parent for the legacies and stuff, right? But I don't know, it feels a lot better in that game compared to like a lot of the other gacha games that I've played recently. Even with GS, you know, you get a fucking 4-star in GS and you feel terrible. You're like, wow, I mean, I guess I'll just go die. You know, just go jump straight off the bridge, climb to the highest point in Gotham and fucking nosedive straight down, and Batman isn't coming to save me this time. Like, oh my goodness. So you think saving for Hoka over any of the magical index characters? It depends on where you are in the game, because magical index is really good, and I would say magical index is absolutely a summon if you care about any of those characters, because of course summon for what you want to go for. But I do think that out of everybody, Hoka does take a very large priority, and it's more so that I would just say if you summon for any other character and you want to make sure you get Hoka this time no matter what, make sure that you always have like close to 1,500 crystals so you're able to get him whenever he comes back. Because you guys know, you guys have seen Hoka in every single one of my live streams since we've been streaming for the last like year and a half. You've seen him in damn near every single showcase. He's just that good of a unit. So you only have Yubel as a good character. Yeah, so if you're someone like that where you, here's the thing, it's unfortunate because I can't really cater every video that I make on like the who to save fors and stuff for everybody in every single situation. A lot of the times whenever I make those videos like I did today, I didn't really give you a definitive answer on who to save for apart from Hoka. I said that if you don't have him, you should put a bit more of a priority on getting him. And that's because like you may be somebody who has Hoka, but you really love Mono Light, so you're going to put more of a priority on getting like Young Emperor or Veldy and let's say for an example, Railgun, right? You're going to want them a bit more. But for someone like you, where you only have Yubel, you need to build up your account a bit more. So I don't I wouldn't recommend skipping on a lot of the banners because you need to get more units to even be able to play the game. And just to put it out there too, since you are brand new, I'm assuming you're brand new since you only have Ubel. You have a lot of crystals to gain. There's a lot of events, a lot of quests, you know, all the story, a bunch of stuff that you can do to gain tons of crystals. So I would say that, of course, don't go willy-nilly with all of your crystals, you know. Don't just go cocks out with it. But definitely summon in a very what's the word I'm looking for here? I guess I would say summon in a very meaningful way where you are only picking up characters or only going for units that are gonna benefit you and your account. So Hoka is a character that I would highly recommend you go for, but that doesn't mean that I don't think you should go for anybody in Magical Index, because, you know, for an example, Toma is going to be really good for you because you may not have another defense type character. So that's a way for you to have a taunt tank to protect you in like harder fights. You also have like a character that I would probably recommend you don't go for, though, would be someone like Sword God Luan, because he's pretty restrictive. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a bad unit, but you need to make a very specific team around him in order for him to work. So definitely, best case scenario, you know, just summon for characters that are, I would say, supports, like Hoka, and summon for units that are, you know, just going to help your team a bit more, like damage mitigation characters, or more defensive characters, even like mechanic characters, like I would say breakers. So someone like Platino would be really good. I would say Accelerator, but Accelerator's Archgen type conflicts with Ubel's Archgen type. So, I mean, if you want Accelerator, get Accelerator. He's a dope unit, but stuff like that is where you kind of have to do your own kind of or make your own decision and decide whether or not a character is worth summoning for, which is really hard because I know it's not like, oh, you can't make your decisions for yourself. It's just you don't want to make the wrong decision. But as I said in my video today, there's not really a wrong decision when it comes to ascended units because they're all just so good. You know, if you see somebody and you go for them, they're probably going to be beneficial to you. They rarely ever make a bad unit. The only unit I would say to avoid, like the Plague, is Huma, because Huma is just not good. But yeah, Toma's great. You know, from the right now, you know, I think I talked about it in my perfect start video like a week and a half ago or something, where I said, you know, if you get Ubel, you get Farron, you could pick up like Sandstone from the unit of choice ticket. And then that's another defense character for you to have. If the Forever Summon's still going on right now, you know, you can pick up another support character like Haruto or BF Emperor, and you're good after that, man. So I would definitely say that for free-to-play players, there's other options to kind of help you out. I saw someone today say that this game doesn't feel that free-to-play at times because how crystals and banners and all that work. And I can definitely agree. I think that the way to make GS 100 times more free-to-play would just make it to where you get a guaranteed 5-star every multi, because 4 stars are not usable. 4 stars, 3-star characters, all of them, they're not usable in this day and age. Hell, even some Awoken characters that aren't, I would say, yeah, any Awoken character that isn't Dream Evolutioned or Dream Awoken are not that good in most cases. Some of them, you know, still are, but not all of them. Also, chat, we can finally start doing co-op missions. So I could use Eleanor in here, but I think I'm just going to use my goat Jay. Yeah, I think I'll just use Jay. Anybody can join this, by the way. Doesn't matter if you're brand new or not. We do not care. Where is my unit page? On Summer Juno? I think Summer Juno is still pretty solid, but I would argue that Summer Juno has fallen off a little bit just because of the amount of crazy magic damage buffers we have now. Just aren't as great as them, you know. Did I get the book? I didn't. I did not. I was thinking about it, but I didn't do it. But it's a good team for Eleanor. None of them. But if I had to make a team for Eleanor, it'd probably be a mono Earth team consisting of like, hold on, I'll be able to tell you. I would say Eleanor, War God Finn, Ubel, and then the last unit would probably be like, oh, dude, they just don't have a good defense option. That's the only problem. Probably somebody with a defense slot, whether that be Uzu or Veldora. I think you need someone there with another defense slot to just help keep the team alive. I mean, you can always run Volti LR, but you don't want to always, or there's going to be some quests where you can't use Volti LR because taunt tanks get countered at times. Also, chat, I don't think all of my chats are popping up on Streamlabs, so I'm going to start looking at it on the YouTube thing, because yeah, they aren't. That's weird. Let me see. I just learned that Natsu from Fairy Tail is a demon and not a dragon. I am conflicted. Oh, the spoilers, chat. Oh, the spoilers. I don't even watch Fairy Tail, but I'll tell you right now, I know that's a fucking spoiler. You love me? Hey man, love you too. Appreciate that. Yeah, GG's. I only have Veldora. Yeah, dude. It's very tough because Eleanor is one of those characters that I think she's designed to be on more of a mono Earth team. But the thing is that she's not even that good on mono Earth. Have I beaten the new grad stage? I have not. I have not done that yet. I pulled Farron and Ubel after resetting 20 times. Then I pulled Ubel 3 more times. I have the worst. I have the worst luck ever. Oh my. Oh, it's good. No. I just say that as a joke because it's a spoiler in the game. They usually don't ever spoil anything when it comes to like the animes and stuff that they cross over with. But they technically did spoil the anime of Fairy Tail because you realize Natsu's race is a demon. What animes have I watched? I've watched a few. I've watched quite a bit, but I don't watch every single thing. The first anime I technically ever watched all the way through was Soul Eater. Hated the ending, but loved the journey. I really hope that they do a definitive edition of Soul Eater or something like how the manga is and completely redo it. I think that'd be dope, especially with how like Fire Force and stuff is and the ending of Fire Force, which I got spoiled on. But I've watched that. I've watched Hunter x Hunter. I've watched a bit of One Piece, not all of it. I decided to read some of One Piece instead because I can go a bit faster, and I just think the pacing's overall better. I read Fire Punch. Well, not all of it. I'm on volume 4, I think now. Volume 4 or 5 of Fire Punch. Really love Fire Punch. It's a great show, or a great manga. I've read The Tree of Death, which is it's a very short manga. I think it was supposed to go on for a lot longer, but it got canceled. It was only 3 volumes. I've read that. I've read, what's another one? Claymore. I love me some Claymore. I've read most of Tokyo Ghoul, not all of it. I do have to finish. Think I have like what, like 30 chapters left in Tokyo Ghoul, but I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to finish that yet. What else? I really have to think. I mean, right now, me and my girlfriend, we just finished season 1 of Apothecary Diaries like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So we got to get to season 2. We've also watched Gachi Akuda. We've been keeping up to date with that. We've watched some of ReZero. Watched a lot of anime movies. I'll say that. Like a lot of anime movies. I'm trying to think of like another series that we watched that was an anime. I have to look on our Crunchyroll, dude. I don't know why I'm like drawing a blank right now. I feel like we definitely watched something else. Was it on Netflix? I can't remember. But yeah, I've watched quite a few stuff. JoJo, of course. I've watched JoJo. I love JoJo. I haven't seen part 6 of JoJo though. I do have to catch up to that because I didn't have Netflix at the time, but now I do have Netflix, so I need to actually watch part 6 of JoJo. But I love me some JoJo, man. Bleach, of course, is another one. I've watched all of Bleach apart from the most recent part that we have of Thousand Year Blood War, and I know part 4 is coming out very soon, or soonish. I think we just got the release date or the reveal trailer for it not too long ago. I've watched the original Naruto. I didn't watch Shippuden because I refused to watch all that filler. But I know the entire story of Shippuden thanks to Ultimate Ninja Storm. So that was great. And then Dragon Ball. I mean, I've watched every single show of Dragon Ball, from Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super. I haven't watched Daima. OP is the biggest Konosuba gacha YouTuber. I remember if I made a video on that game. Holy. A luck 243 freaking Reyes. That's insane. Yeah, I love Apothecary Diaries. Apothecary Diaries is so good. We watched Solo Leveling season 1 a little bit, and we got through all of it. It was cool, but now I kind of don't even want to get back into it at times because of just the fans and everything surrounding it. I don't know. And it's one of those shows where I'm not like one of those guys where I need I'm talking about I need written gold put in front of me for me to be able to read it, right? Or watch it. But whenever there's just like action and it feels like there's not a plot, or like the action doesn't feel very meaningful, I kind of lose interest. It's just Jinu beating the shit out of everybody, then he gets his ass beat, then he comes back and beats their ass, and it's like a lot of the times it feels like the action is just happening to keep the people engaged, and it's not just a constant, like the story itself is just kind of whatever. It takes kind of a backseat. Are you watching Lord of Mysteries? I do want to watch that because I've heard great things, but I haven't actually tuned into it yet. I will say, like, the story itself, I think like the meaning behind it and the moral of it is pretty cool. You know, it's like, oh, this guy, you're seeing that he's throwing away damn near everything, you know, his humanity, to just save his mom, which is a cool little thing, but like they don't really expand on it anymore. That's like a good little hook, right? But you need to expand on it a bit more to get me completely vested into like your world and your lore, because Solo Leveling, the way how it's designed, feels like it doesn't feel like I guess a real world to an extent. It's just everything revolves around Jinu, which is something that whenever I find stories that like incorporate the characters into the world, I feel like it's just incredible. Like it's one of the best things that I like reading now. It's not just, oh, you know, the only thing you see is like these characters and they're just in like this stage, right? You actually get to see how like these guys or their actions and everything affects the world. And then you come to realize that like, oh shit, all this stuff's like interconnected. I think that's like one of the coolest things about One Piece, where, you know, the entire time before Luffy gets to Doflamingo, it's like, oh snap, Doflamingo was doing all this shit the entire time during One Piece, and what the fuck? Luffy just stumbles across him completely by fate. So I think like stuff like that is cool. The animation's god tier. I've heard a lot of the Chinese animators and like Korean animators. I think it's also Korean, but I know definitely the Chinese animators have been going crazy recently. But you will see that everything is connected, but I just don't care enough to actually get into it now. It's very hard for me to like really get into the story at that point because you're not giving me enough substance. There we go. You're not giving enough substance to me to like actually be engaged or caring about a solo level. The fights are like the thing that draws a lot of people in, and for me, you gotta do a bit more than just fighting. I think like I'm starting to realize the thing that I love the most is like drama animes. I fucking love just like a good mystery. Like drama / detective. I think that's one of the reasons why I love Apothecary Diaries so much. Because I get so invested in like the problem and like what they're trying to figure out and all this other stuff. And it's like, holy fuck, dude, that's dope. I do love me a good fight scene though. That's why I love Bleach, man. Bleach has some deep ass lore, like such fucking deep lore with like all the light novels and everything else, and it runs so deep and it's so cool. But then a lot of the times people may just look at it and be like, oh, this is just, I flex my cock and then oh my god, Bonkai, and they're just dead. But there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on during Bleach that I think there's layers to it that's what keeps me so engaged with it. Summertime rendering? I've never heard of that one. I may have to look into it. Damn, we're getting like no fucking currency. Do I need to put on Eleanor? Holy. I just not realized we're like getting only 5k. What the fuck? Let's see. Oh, we're only at 5k, let me say. Do I have an AI set? I do not. Actually, no, use this on last wave because I think that gives some type of Earth res down. And this would be a quick 3. Your skill doesn't do anything, so you can just do art, I guess, on last wave. There we go. Yeah, I'm shocked too that Eleanor didn't get SP art. the beginning after the end. Isn't that the one anime that got a really good, it has a really good manga and a really good storyline, but the animation is garbage? I'd probably read that. That's the one? Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. You swear Ichigo is gonna die. I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, dude, that's terrible. What, I wonder what the other bonus character is for this event. I wonder if it's Grad. Has he got his Dream Revolution? It does. That's dope. The Earth robot? Oh god. Never mind. Yeah, I may have to check out the summertime rendering. Like, I don't have Crunchyroll on my phone, or I would check out that stuff. And I just got rid of Shonen Jump on my phone because they upped the freaking price of it, bro. And I'm like, why are you guys upping the price of it? To me, that's just so whatever. I really don't like that at all. Because half the stuff that I want to read ain't even on here. So I wound up canceling my Shonen Jump subscription and my Viz Media subscription. It's also on Hulu. Dude, I find it's such a hard time for me to actually be able to get into anime on Hulu. Like, that's the reason why I haven't watched the final part of Thousand Year Blood War yet, or the most recent part, is because the amount of ads per episode is insane. It's so ridiculous. It's like, why am I paying for this service? Like, I've watched so much stuff. Me and my girlfriend have watched so much stuff the last few days on HBO Max because there's just no ads, and it feels like it's so good because you don't ever lose your immersion or anything else. You're sitting there, you're just watching it, and it's just such a good viewing experience compared to freaking Hulu. Yeah, want a break from the ads, exactly. Dude, I pay for YouTube Premium just for the simple fact that I don't want to hear ads whenever I'm listening to my music and stuff. And also, instead of using like Spotify or something, I just think it's a bit more value if I got YouTube Music or YouTube Premium, because you get YouTube Music added onto the Premium, and I watch YouTube a ton, so it's like, might as well, man. That's like the only subscription that I have. Like, the only ones that I pay for are YouTube Premium, the Disney Plus and Hulu package, and then my girlfriend pays for Netflix, and then we use her dad's HBO Max. Oh no, my girlfriend doesn't pay for Netflix. She pays for Crunchyroll. We use her sister's Netflix account. Fallout Season 2. Oh yeah, she pays for that too. She has Amazon Prime. So we watch Prime TV together. Definitely though, Fallout Season 2, we need that, man. I freaking love the first season. We're watching Last of Us right now, and it's actually really great. I really enjoyed the first season of the HBO Max's take on it. I'm not that big of a Last of Us fan, so I think that's the reason why I'm able to enjoy it so much, just viewing it. I haven't seen season 2 yet, so I don't know if like it just went completely downhill once they got to season 2, but from what they showed so far, you know, it's great. Yeah, another thing too, the reason why I got YouTube Premium was because I can finally turn off my screen on my phone and actually, you know, just have it playing. So. Oh, really? I didn't even know that was a thing, Metal. I was saying in America, they're not too bad of a service. Should be saying crystals for Hoka? Yeah, I would. I mean, I was gonna say I'm not even gonna answer these anymore, but yeah. Because it had no ads, but now it shoves ads down our throats like it's a Hulu's 10 brother. Wait, really? Your Netflix has ads? See, maybe, is there like a different package? It could be that her sister pays for the most expensive package that doesn't have ads or something, because we've never seen an ad on there. Wow, I didn't even know that, and I bet you it's like so much more expensive. Like I said, we use her sister, so let me see. Netflix packages. I'm curious. Plans and pricing. Oh my god, are you fucking serious? Standard with ads. You're joking. Wow. Yeah, I think that, dude, the price increase is insane. What? Standard with ads is $7.99. Standard with no ads is $17.99. And the only thing you really get is just ad free. What? That's ridiculous. What the fuck is that pricing, dude? Yeah, like, that's insane to me, man. That pricing is ridiculous. That's the whole reason why I think for a bit there, I didn't have Disney Plus, because I watched Disney, or I bought Disney Plus and I was watching it for a bit. And then I was like, dude, I don't want to freaking have Disney Plus anymore. So I got rid of it. And then me and my girlfriend got together and we moved in to our own place. And I got it again for us because she loves Disney Plus and Disney shows and all that. So I pay for the Disney Plus and Hulu, but yeah, the ads and stuff, dude, they're ridiculous. Funny thing is, you can skip the ad, but when you do, it puts you into another ad. That's wild. I don't even like YouTube's like ad stuff nowadays, man. Oh, W, thanks so much for the $2 dome. Peace out. Hey, bro, see you later. Thanks so much for hanging out, man. Is there any way I can get a detailed guide for nuking the Crest bosses? Still trying to get a full clear for Diamond Dust and have the units, but can't figure out the strategy. I don't know if there's... I mean, I've made a video on how to nuke every Crest Palace, but my strategy for Diamond Dust changed. I don't think it's the same thing that I do that was in that video. It's not the same thing that I do now, because I use like Santa Shion, Forte, and Summer Miyu, and that's like my 3-man comp for that team, or for that exact fight. But yeah, the main thing is the stats up. Just make sure that you have attack up, because the boss lowers your attack by a ton, like a insane amount. So but yeah, I don't even agree with like YouTube's whole ad stuff they've been doing recently. Just putting like a shit ton of ads in front of videos and stuff like that, because it completely kills your interest. If you're somebody just clicking on a video and you're trying to watch like whatever, and YouTube shoves like 8 ads in your face and it's an 8-minute video, it's like, damn, I'm getting an ad per minute, and this is ridiculous. Yeah, it kind of sucks, man. I hate it. Because, you know, whenever I was younger and stuff and I would watch YouTube all the time, I didn't mind like the whole, oh, ad, you know, before you click on it, ad in the middle, maybe an ad at the very end after you get done finishing the video. I'm like, that's fine to me. And then if it was like a short video, you'd only get like 1 ad and it was just at the very beginning. But nowadays, dude, it's ridiculous the amount of ads they have. Well, now Twitch ads, though, don't they have it to where, like, the screen, if you're on desktop, I don't know if this is how it is on mobile, but on desktop, isn't it now where, like, you can still watch the stream and the stream won't be mute or anything, but it just, like, goes a bit smaller and the ad pops up in, like, the corner or something, and it just plays the ad until it's over and then it goes right back to the stream? Or did they never implement that feature? Because I know they talked about it for a bit. Should you use Cilia or Sandstone? Just run a Sandstone. I got 1 mid combo. That's wild. You've been using Momon? Momon's good too. If you have Momon howling, Momon's probably your better bet, but I don't have Momon. I don't know if you're using him as like the main damage, but the reason why I use Senta Shion is because she has the 100% accuracy, and as long as you give her crit and stuff like that, you should be fine. Because I use Senta Shion with Hellshaft. Let me pull it up. I don't know if you have this equipped. I use it with this equip. Senta Shion with this one because it gives her the 100% crit rate. Oh, someone is downloading for some reason. But this gives her 100% crit rate and the art gauge. And you get 30% attack, which is what Senta Shion needs in that fight, since you get like that massive attack down. So kind of counters it a bit. The weird thing is I put YouTube on the TV from for my little one, and ad popped up, but it was 50% ad in the video and was still playing, but there was just no audio. That's weird. I didn't know. I've never seen that happen before. Oh yeah, how Hope does it. Huge DPS with 150% accuracy and you never miss. Easy 4+, yeah. I can show you my team in just a second. I think I'm going to do one more run on this and then we're going to call it for the stream, because I've been streaming for almost an hour and 30 minutes. But I would stream for more. It just is unfortunate that there's not really much to do right now in GS, man. I was hoping for something to come out that was a bit more exciting, but the only thing I could do is just go play Musume for y'all. But hold on, chat. Yeah, right after this though, I will show you my team and the equips and stuff, because I have a whole auto AI set up. I don't even use, my last unit doesn't even use any of the equips or anything. It's not that fast though, because my last unit doesn't use any equips. If I set it to where whoever I was cresting used equips, it'd probably be a tiny bit faster, but common GS drought for real. You gotta love it, man. Ain't shit to do half the time. But at least, hey, half off's here, so that's good. But here, I'll show you the loadout real quick for the Crest. So Strive Diamond Dust. So this is what I use. And mind you, Saitama, the one I'm cresting, doesn't have any... None of these equips are being used. So this is what I use. We got Hail Shaft, True Stratega just to deal some more damage, True Raz to make sure we don't get frozen, Saito's Katana, because I don't think this gives accuracy, does it? No, it doesn't. It just gives damage, and that's all I use it for. Nox, all this type of stuff. It's great. I think Santa Shion only does 100% accuracy, or is it 150? It's 120. And I don't really miss with Santa Shion. I haven't failed in a very long time with her. Let me make sure. Did I have the auto AI set too? You don't have to use Forte. It's just, this is very budget friendly. And I just made this because I was like, might as well. And I think I actually got this from somebody on the leaderboards. And I was like, oh, I'll just run this from now on. But yeah, it's very simple on how we actually do it. Just come in, deal some deeps. We go through each of the stages. Like I said, if we actually used the last unit's equips, then this would go by a lot quicker, but we don't. I saved Shooting Star and True Stratega for the last bit of this, just so Santa Shion can have the physical res and damage res and all that. But then, and also the massive attack buff, but you see, we get that, and he's dead. It doesn't matter anything. There we go, instantly. And that's the team. It clears in 8 seconds. Could be faster, but this is perfectly fine for me. If I made it faster, then I'll just go through my my pots quicker. Inspiration from the leaderboard. You love to see it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. If I want to see it, or maybe clear a bit quicker, I just go with this. And I'm like, this is going to clear a little bit faster and probably a bit more consistent than what I was using. I always just look at that. That's what I tell everybody. If you don't know how to beat a certain thing, look at the leaderboard. And if you understand the game a good bit, or even have, I wouldn't even say understand the game a good bit. As long as you have pretty decent knowledge on the game, you can more than likely deduce how they beat it. Yeah, like I said, Nuke, Saitama is just here for my Crest unit. He's literally just as you see, I'm not using anything on him. So there's no reason to be like, oh, I don't have Saitama. Yeah, he's just the unit that I'm cresting. The only units that matter in this comp are the Summer Miyu, the Santa Shion, and the Forte. Oh, what's up, Paper? Yeah, we're about to end stream soon. Anyone you can use besides Shion? I don't know. I used to use Saitama on this, like regular Saitama, but he would miss sometimes and it would be inconsistent. And you need somebody that does a very big initial hit, which Santa Shion does. Because if not, then you have to go through the thresholds and that sucks. But if you deal enough innate damage, then you're fine. It doesn't even matter. Oh, Sagara? Yeah, Sagara has accuracy, doesn't he? Let me actually look at that. Oh wait, Sagara doesn't have accuracy? That's crazy, I thought he did. You just have to run accuracy equips on him. But yeah, Sagara could probably do it. He does a very big hit. As long as you have accuracy and some good damage ups. And attack ups. You need attack ups, of course. You'll be able to do it, no problem. Could you use Yubel in this? I don't think Yubel does a big enough initial hit. Maybe? As long as you can kill it before you get to a threshold, that's all that matters. Thank you for the advice. I appreciate it. No problem, man. I hope it works. Is OG Saitama still worth cresting? I mean, I crest everybody that I get, so, or at least like all my ascended units. And if I don't really crest the units that I guess I use for my crest farms. Like for an example, Saitama or even like Santa Shion, I probably won't ever get a 4+ on just because they're my workhorse units, man. I don't really care. You know, everybody else, I'm going to actually be using these guys in like hard pieces of content. So I want like the best possible bonuses for them, you know, crest wise and everything. I just won't get 5+ because, yeah, that's kind of dead. Oh, yeah. 50% accuracy. Yeah. I completely forgot. Yeah. With Yubel giving the accuracy buff, yeah, you could use her to give a decent buff. As long as you have enough art gauge to use your true art with your nuker, you should be good, man. But yeah, chat. I always forget that Yubel does that. I don't know why. I think it's on her art, right? It's like the next attack or something that they use. Let me see. Or is it just their super art that she buffs accuracy-wise? Oh yeah, it's next super arts damage, 100%, accuracy 50%. So technically you could use Yubel with like Sagara and do it like that. Yeah, it's only 50% accuracy on the art, but you can get like the other bit of accuracy from like Kirk's, which is the 3-star physical. If you use someone like Sagara, that's 80% accuracy right there. You use Dino, true Dino on somebody, and that's like another bit of accuracy. So you should be able to have enough to actually kill the boss. How do you always get so many free crystals whenever a new unit drops? You had over 1k when Firin dropped. I just save up currency, man. I just save up currency. I know I summon a lot, but there's times whenever a banner comes out and I don't do a multi-summon on it, you know, like with my free crystals. So if that's the case, then I'll just save my crystals. Even like for Eleanor. So I got Eleanor, but I didn't use a single crystal on Eleanor because I was like, I'm just going to do like 2 step-up alks on her and see if I get her, and I wind up getting her. So I don't use my crystals all the time. I just save as much as I can, just log in, especially during crossover events. For certain crossover events, you know, you log in, you do your dailies, you do all this stuff, you get tons of crystals left and right during crossovers. And if you don't really care about the part 2 crossover units or whatever, you have all the currency you need to be able to actually get the unit you want, you know, in the future. I will say too, you know, sometimes timing is really good for you, because if you're close to like your 500-day login bonus, and that's 500 crystals, and you're a third of the way there to your pity, right? But mainly just logging in and playing the game here and there. You can also do compendium rewards, which give you crystals, but I don't even do that anymore. I try to, but I don't like playing GS that much. It feels more like a job than like a game at that point. You just have to practice restraint. Yeah, you gotta have a lot of discipline, man. It's definitely possible though. I know the units I want, so I try to only summon for those characters, and I only really like that if it's a meta breaking unit, or if it's for a crossover, because crossovers are extremely limited. Thanks so much for the sub, by the way, Riz. When is the Rerun reset? I think the Rerun reset already happened, didn't it? Oh, no. We still have a month left. It'll probably be like in a week or two. But chat, that's going to be it for this one, man. I'm going to have this run in the background for the rest of the day, probably. Hopefully, I can get a 4+ on my Saitama before this half off leaves. Last time I tried to crest Saitama, and I got extremely unlucky and didn't get a 4+ for like the entire week. So hopefully, it'll be better this time around, and I can get to my Rerun units as well. And also Kenshin. Kenshin needs a 4+ on him too. But that's going to be it for this one, though, chat. Thank you all so much for hanging out. And last but not least, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.